What up? Welcome to Cool Kid TCG. Here we have a matchup of purple Luffy versus blue Doflamingo. Kind of been our menace a little bit, blue Doflamingo, but this time we're able to win the dice roll. We get to go first. So feeling really good about that. Not only do we want to go first, but we don't want them going first. We're going to keep this hand. We have a Zoro Juro and we have a Big Mom. Decided my new strategy is trying to hard mull for the Big Mom. It's a key card in this matchup. It allows me to establish a body, heal, and get rid of something on their board. Hopefully like a boa or a weevil. So that's the idea here. Again, we won the dice roll going first. We have the Zoro Juro we're going to play on our 4-Dawn turn. Hopefully we can find a Luffy Taro and play that into something, maybe a Songor. I don't know if we have a Songor on our hand at this point. But we also have a Nico Robin blocker. So feeling good about this. We started off. Don't have a Dawn or one play. We don't have the Searcher Law. He starts off with a Sengoku Searcher. Searcher's top 5 for a Warlord of the Sea. His deck is pretty much entirely Warlords of the Sea, so should be able to get some good stuff. He's going to grab a Dracule Mihawk 2K, and then he's going to tap another one for Perona. Perona allows him to search top 5 or arrange the top 5 in any order he wants on the top or the bottom. So he can set up his next play for next turn. Dofi's effect, 2-Dawn on. When swinging, tap 1. You can reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a 4-cost or lower Warlord of the Sea, play it rested. So he's trying to hit that into Jinbei, which Jinbei plays another 4-cost Warlord of the Sea, so he can really fill up his board fast. Jinbei's a key card for him. We swing 5 into life, he takes. We tap 4 for Zoro Juro, and we're going to find the Luffy Taro. So we're pretty much set for our next turn. We know what we're going to play. We don't have, at this point, a great option to play off of it. We could play the Nami blocker or the Nico Robin blocker. But for now, at least we have the Luffy Taro. So hopefully we find something here coming up. He's going to swing, I believe it's 7 into life. Leader effect to play the Jinbei. Jinbei to play the Weevil. Weevil is another Warlord of the Sea. Lets him draw a card, 4/6 stat line. But he found his clutch card already, so we give him 2k, 1k, or excuse me, he's swinging 8. We give him 2k, 2k. We also want to keep our hand size down, just be wary, cognizant of putting. Here we're going to swing 6 into the Jinbei. We're going to continually swing into his board and try to whittle hand or eliminate board as much as possible. He's checking his hand in a very weird way. I've never seen anyone do this, but credit to him, I guess. But yeah, we're going to swing 6 from the Jinbei. We're going to try to clear it. He acts like he's going to let it die, then he doesn't. He puts it back. He thinks about it again in his weird hand-holding way. It's just throwing me off a little bit. He gives us a 2K. Now we're going to ramp and do leader effect, and then we're going to swing 5 into the Jinbei again. And this time he lets it die. Now we're going to do 7 Luffy Taro into Songoro, and I believe we got the Songoro off of life, so that's a great play. We've got pretty much our ideal start so far. Next turn we're going to be at 8-Dawn. We could ramp to 9 and play the Big Mom. We have some options we could do, or we could save the Big Mom for the next turn. But yeah, it's looking pretty good. Hopefully at this point he swings he only has one board presence that can swing at us, which is the Weevil. Hopefully we can clear that with our Luffy Taro, and hopefully he doesn't refill his board again with like a Jinbei. That's the hope. He's thinking what he's going to do. I believe he's at 6-Dawn. He's going to put 3 on Weevil and swing 9. I'm thinking this is going to Zoro Juro, but he says no to life. 9 to life. We're going to take. We'll grab another Luffy Taro, I believe. And now he leader effects Jinbei, so he does get another Jinbei, kind of unideal, and plays the Boa. Arrange the top 3 in any order you want, as well as give a rested Dawn to leader. So now he's going to be swinging 8 at us, which isn't ideal because we have we have 1 2K, so we would want to give 2 2Ks, but since he's swinging 8, we don't have 2 2Ks. We give 2K and then 2 1Ks, which is kind of like a show of we don't have a lot of counter in our hand. We're kind of telling, but I don't want to take another hit. I want to stay at 2 life. So now we are at 8 Dawn. the idea here is I hope we can clear his board and maybe ramp to 9 and play the Big Mom and put the Boa away. That's kind of the idea. We also have another Luffy Taro. I believe we just got a 2K off the Songoro swing. We're at 8 Dawn, so we get an extra effect off the Songoro. We swing 6 into the 6. And our Luffy Taro play wouldn't be great because, like, we could Luffy Taro into Nami, but we wouldn't get the effect of Nami because we'd be returning a Dawn. We could do it into Nico Robin. We don't have a good play off of it. He gives us a 1K Jinbei, so at least we got another Jinbei out of the way. At this point, he's seen 3. Hopefully, there's only 1 more in his deck, so hopefully he doesn't see that. We swing 8 into the Weevil. He is about to let it die, then decides to play with it a little bit, and then put it back, and then give us 2K, 1K. So yeah, now we have 2 swings. We're going to swing 6 with the Zoro into the Jinbei. At this point, I'm definitely thinking we're going to ramp and play the Big Mom because we're not going to be able to clear the board. So we're going to, hopefully we can get rid of, we'll get rid of the Boa, definitely. But here's we're swinging 6 into the Weevil, hoping it dies. And he lets it die. Now we have to play the, we're going to do leader effect, ramp to 9, play it. The reason we're doing this is because we're going to swing 5 into that Jinbei, but he could just block at this point. So let's do it now and put the Boa away, Boa to the bottom. And now we're going to swing 5 into the Jinbei, and he's going to give us counter. He's thinking about which card to give us. He gives us the 1K pudding. So at this point, he only has 1 card on board. It's Jinbei. He can't push for game this turn specifically. Well, he could, but he'd have to do it in an inefficient way with Sengoku or Perona. We're in a very strong state. It's gone about as ideally to start out with as possible. If we could get another Big Mom, then I think we'd probably just win the game. But we don't have one right now. But yeah, that would be ideal. If we could just get 1 more and we could play it next turn, that'd be great. He's going to start off with a 7 to life and then leader effect to play something out. At this point, I'm thinking whether I want to. He finds the 4th Jinbei and Jinbei into Law. So unfortunate for us, Law has to return 1 of his things and then he can return it. Law's the effect is he has to return 1 of his characters and then he can return a 4-cost character to hand. He chooses to do both on his. He could have bounced our Zoro Juro to hand if he wanted to. We give him the 2K 1K. At this point, I'm thinking he only has 1 more swing, and he could dawn up on the Jinbei. This might have been a mistake because we're gonna have to end up taking this hit. Maybe I should have kept more cards in hand. But he plays the 1 Sengoku Searcher's top 5 for a Boa. Plays the one he just picked up. And he's eventually going to find the Boa Hancock blocker, one that we've already put on the bottom of his life. And he can play it right now, give a rest to Dawn to Jinbei. We only have 1K counter in hand, so if he swings at the Zoro Juro Songor, we can counter out, but if he swings at life, we can't. So we were going to take a hit. We might as well have taken the hit with the higher, so we still have a 2K counter, for example. So maybe you could say slight mistake, but I didn't know what he was going to do. So he puts the 1 rested Dawn on the Jinbei they can swing. We have to take. We get a Lost Searcher off of life. Now we're at 10 Dawn. We don't have a Big Mom. We don't have a way to grab the Big Mom in a way that we can play it. So we're going to start with a 6 Songor. We draw another Lost Searcher. That was our last chance to grab it. So we're swinging into the Jinbeis, but that was our last chance to grab a Big Mom for this turn. We're not going to get it. We could be in danger next turn. We're going to swing 6 into the Jinbei. He's going to let it die. Now we're going to swing 5 into life. But yeah, we're going to swing our board out into life. We're going to get him down to, I believe, 3 life. But we're in slight danger because he has 3 dangerous swings, and we can only afford to take 1 hit next turn. I don't like playing blockers against Dofi, especially like the Nami blocker, because He has lots of ways to remove it. Like he could play the Law to bounce the Nami blocker back. He also has Perfume Femur, which can make one of his warlords unblockable. So I don't like where we're at. Oh, and a Gravity Blade as well. If you like played multiple blockers, he can Gravity Blade. So here's what we're going to do. We're just going to start searching and kind of hoping we can grab some things. Lost Earth Sisters top 4 for Straw Hat or Heart Pirates. It cost 2 or higher. The only viable option was Zorojuro, which was no counter, not ideal. We're going to do the same thing again. This time we're going to be able to find a Soba Mask, 2K. So that was great. We kind of bolster our hand a little bit. We have a decent amount of bricks. Now we're going to play 4 for the Nami, and since we're at 8 Dom, we're going to get its effect. This is a blocker, but we kind of don't have another choice. We're going to do that, and we're going to grab a Gum Gum Giant. So at this point, I can't really play anything else. I could play the Zorojuro, but that would tap my Dawn out. Plus I'd have to play over something. At this point, I'm hoping that the Nami blocker, as well as a Gum Gum Giant, is going to be able to get me to survive this turn. I don't have a ton of counter in hand, again. But yeah, I'm worried because, again, Perfume Femur, or maybe he plays another Law, and he can bounce my Nami blocker to hand. Like, I'm pretty much going to block with Nami at the first chance I can get, assuming he doesn't deal with it first. And I'm also hoping the Gum Gum Giant draws us and I can do another Gum Gum Giant. That'd be really nice. He's going to swing 7 into life here. He's thinking about how much he wants to swing. He's gonna check our trash for counters. We've given a decent amount of 2Ks. I think that's what he's checking for. He might also be checking for Gum Gum Giants. But yeah, he's thinking about how much this swing's going to end up being. He's playing around with his Dawn a little bit, thinking about trying to map it out. This is a good sign at first because it means he doesn't have a way to immediately deal with our Nami blocker. But I'm not going to fall for any potential baits. I'm going to block at first, hoping he doesn't have like a Perfume Femur or something like that. So I'm just going to block. He has 8 standing Dawn, 2 viable swings. I guess you could say 3 if you want to cut the Sengoku, but I don't think that would be a pretty inefficient way to go about doing it. So he's thinking about how he wants to do this. I'm thinking he's going to try to split the Dawn evenly amongst Boa and Dofi, at which case I would take the first hit and then bait him into the second one, hopefully. That would be the idea. But he's going to eventually... this is going to be a 9K swing, which would mean the Boa swing would be a 10K swing, which we could get out of with the Gum Gum Giant in a 2K. Now he's putting more Dawn. He's going to eventually swing a pretty big number. I think this is like 11. He's going to put all the Dawn besides 1 on the leader and swing and just ensure he gets the 1 life. We could Gum Gum Giant out of this, but I don't necessarily know it's worth it. And he gets a Gecko. Gecko allows him to get a Warlord from the sea, but not Gecko from his trash. He's going to grab a 2K. Eventually he ends up grabbing the Dracule Mihawk 2K. We're going to take this life, and he does not swing the Boa blocker. So he has 1 Boa blocker standing. At this point, I think this is where I make a huge mistake. I was just surprised I survived this turn, and I think I have to go for game. That's my thought process. I do have a way to go for game. I mean, I have 4 swings. He has 3 life. We need to hit him 4 times, but he has a blocker. We have 5 swings, excuse me. But we can rest it. So I just immediately think, let's go for it. Let's rest the blocker, and let's start going for it. Now I start with a 7, the Songor, and here's where I realized my mistake. I just drew a Big Mom off the Songor. I had 1 more chance to draw a Big Mom. I think objectively the Big Mom's a much better play. I think we can clear his board and put that Boa to the bottom of his life, and then just win the next turn. Like at that point, we would just be completely winning. But since I already committed the Usohachi and already did that, I should have just swung the 6 and then gone from there. This is a big mistake. It's going to end up being he gives me the 2K, 1K. So at this point, I'm thinking, oh God, I think he has like 4 cards in hand, and I need all my swings to go through now. and I have 6 Dawn. So I'm going to swing 7. The idea was 7, and then we could swing like 9, 9, I think, or maybe like we could arrange it a little bit differently, but that's kind of what we're going to have to do. And then he gives us 2K, 1K, and he has 2 cards in hand. At this point, we can't win. We kind of have to hope for a little bit of a miracle. We still have the Gum Gum Giant. We have to clear his board, absolutely essential. But we don't have any blockers in hand. We don't have a way to draw any blockers. We do have a blocker, but we can't really play it. It's the Soba Mask. We need to clear the board. So we're going to swing 8 into the 6. We should probably swing 9 into the 6. But that's what we're going to do. Swing the Luffy Taro into the Boa. It would take both cards out of his hand in order to counter out of one of those swings. We're going to swing 9 into the Law. And here's where we need to guarantee the kill of the Gecko. So we're going to put 2 on Leader and swing into the Gecko. He lets it die. And now at this point we pass. We have 3 Dawn standing. We have a Gum Gum Giant. We have at least 1 2K in hand. Essentially our only really hope, assuming he's thinking about whether to put all Dawn on Leader and swing, but he's going to end up swinging 15 for life. And our hope is that our Gum Gum Giant draws us into another Gum Gum Giant. That's pretty much the only way, because we have a decent amount of bricks in hand. I believe right now we have a 2K and a 1K as well as a Gum Gum Giant, so we can get up to 12. So there he goes. He swings it. We do the Gum Gum Giant. We pitch a brick, return 2 Dawn, draw 2, and we draw 2K, 1K. So I think, like, mathematically, there's no way we can do this at this point, but we're going to just give him the counter anyways. So we're at 9. That's a 2K 11, another 2K 13, 14, 15, and the rest are bricks. We need 1K total more counter, and we win the game. I tell him, dude, I made a mistake. I should have played the Big Mom. The next card on top, by the way, was a Gum Gum Giant. If we could have found another way to draw up one more card, we would have got the Gum Gum Giant. So just unfortunate. Ultimately, the takeaways here are where I played this pretty well. I mean, we went first. That's huge. I played this really well, I thought. They made a huge mistake in the end and still almost got away with it because we needed 1K more counter, or if we would have drawn a Gum Gum Giant. But that's kind of just the way it goes. He saw a lot of what we needed to see. He saw all 4 Jinbeis. Gave us 1 as counter. But yeah, just unfortunate that we make that misplay at the end. I should always swing the Songora first and just get all the available knowledge possible. But we didn't do that. But yeah, that's a wrap. I think this might be the last game I record with Purple Luffy for a while. The reason being is this Saturday, or the next time I'll be going to the locals, it'll be pre-release. I'm probably not going to record that. And then I'm excited for the next set. We still have a week before, but Promo Buggy will be out officially, so I'll probably be playing that as well. And the other 2 decks I'm excited to try out are Usopp and Sugar. I know Sugar's kind of a cope deck, but I like me some cope decks. So yeah, that's kind of the idea for now. So this might be it for Purple Luffy for a while. I might bring it back, but yeah, it's kind of it's getting to the end of the set. So excited to try new ones. But thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate you guys. Be sure to like, rate, subscribe, all that stuff. Really appreciate you guys. Leave comments, questions, concerns in the comments. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.